guys, it's me Paula and welcome back to my channel. Now here is a new idea for a video that I've had and I'm going to do tonight. I always see quite a lot on YouTube of people doing kind of question tags on different things and on the beauty world. I've seen quite a few people talking about, you know, like chicks that wear makeup tag and, you know, curly hair girls tag and all this, and you ask questions and the YouTuber answers them. So I've made up a set of questions and it'd be interesting for other YouTubers who do unbox subscription boxes if they were to do this tag as well. Also as well, if any of you who don't have a YouTube channel and you just want to answer these questions and you get sub boxes, that'd be cool. You could just drop in a comment or any other comment you want to make on these. So this is my subscription unboxer YouTuber tag. I might tighten up that title in the title of this video. But anyway, so I have started off with some questions. So I will drop the questions down below as well so that you can answer them yourself if you want to join in the tag. So number one is, what is important to you in a sub box? Well, my things that are important to me in a sub box is obviously value, because I think if you're spending a certain amount of money in a sub box and you're not getting value for it, then it's not great. And you might think, oh, sub boxes should always do that, but you do get some sub boxes where you don't get the value, or not obvious value anyway. Sometimes you think they're just trying to shift old products that are, and I've seen that quite a lot in the US subscription unboxings, where you see sometimes you get like you know, products that are maybe old product and or things that have been greatly reduced in TK Maxx and things like that. So I think you've got to have value in a sub box. The only difference would be if you were getting some really unusual products that you would never have thought would be in a sub box. And sometimes you get that in lifestyle boxes, and maybe you might make your money back, but maybe with a little bit more, but not much more. And that's okay in that sense, if you know what I mean. But generally speaking, I do think that you should always have a bit of value in your sub box, else you might as well just go out and buy the products yourself on a website or something. So I think value is important. I think you should at least double what you've invested in it, maybe, or triple. And I think for something like Cohorted, right, you spend £40, but you'll usually get over £100 value. So that's, you know, tripling your money. Glossy box, you spend £10 and you get maybe over £50 a month. So that's making your money back. So, okay, maybe you don't always get the products you want, but, you know, you are making your money back and there's some investment there. I mean, as a YouTuber who unboxes a lot of subscription boxes, I do have products that quite often that I'm thinking, well, I've got repeats of this, or I won't use this, and I put in giveaways, and I quite like that to give back to my subscribers and people who spend their, you know, they've put time and effort into watching my channel, which I really appreciate. And so sometimes that's okay, getting things that you're not going to use or you've got doubles of, but I do think if you were just to open tons of stuff that you don't really use, then it would be great. I also like interesting items. I like getting brand discoveries, or this is why I love lifestyle subscription boxes. That you get so many interesting products that you might, and that's why I like US lifestyle ones, that things you maybe wouldn't get in the UK. And I'm like, that's a fantastic piece of pottery, or that's an amazing. I got like in my Bombay and Cedar last month, I got like this it's like the scent dispenser that you plug into the wall, and it's just so unusual. And I thought, this, you know, it's nice to get things that you wouldn't maybe. It's like having a little birthday present treat to yourself, and it's a surprise. Yeah, I enjoy that side of it. That's why I like Moi Mem as well. It's a really great lifestyle one because you get so many really cool, interesting items. Okay, number two, what is your favourite beauty sub box? Well, I would say I've got two at two different price points. So my favourite beauty one's probably my expensive high-end one's Cohorted. I love Cohorted. Is by far my favourite beauty subscription box. I just think it's, you know, you're getting really good products every month. Okay, sometimes occasionally get Avance, which we may have a debate on whether we think Avance worth the money or not, and whether or not we should be pleased to receive that all the time in boxes. I think for a box like Cohorted, seeing Avant products and that's I find a little bit irritating because every other sub box has Cohorted and it has Avant in it. glossy box, look fantastic, Rockabox, all have Avant. So I think when you get an Avant product and something that you're spending £40 on, you're a bit like, well, you know, I could have spent £10 and got the glossy box with that in it. But I do love it when they do kind of things like they had a Monu Skin edit a few months ago, and the products are beautiful, well over £100 value. So I love Cohorted. Usually they have some very fantastic products, and they're usually mainly full size and interesting. I also love Rockabox, so that's more my cheaper end one, and I love Rockabox because, again, I think, you know, it's they have a lot of unusual products in it, a lot of brand discoveries, and you definitely get the value, I think, in Rockabox. And I think it's a lot of brands that maybe you wouldn't necessarily get in like Glossy Box or Look Fantastic sometimes appear in Rockabox. Obviously with Rockabox's high point for me was when they gave you the Sugar Bear hair vitamins, and you know, that's that legendary box where everyone was, you know, it's I think Rockabox has really upped the reputation from that, but the other boxes following that have still been pretty good. Okay, what is your favourite lifestyle sub box? Well, my favourite lifestyle sub box is Oceanista. You probably have guessed that if you watch my channel. Love Oceanista. Love everything to do with beaches and the coast and beachy look. In fact, my living room and hallway floors is kind of white wooden, kind of almost like distressed wood effect, and I love that kind of beach look. And I think the products are so unusual. You get a good mixture of clothes, jewellery, pottery, beauty products. You get a bit of everything in there, and things that, you know, I think, like, you know, you get in like they go in into like little shops, and I think it's California they're based, and they go into like little brands and they buy products by them. So a lot of it's stuff that you wouldn't get in the UK. You just wouldn't get that in the UK. You wouldn't get that brand because they've gone and sourced these independent jewelers or independent dressmakers and things. So it's really good. I love Oceanista, and I love the theme. I love the concept. I love the fact they theme it around a different type of ocean and different type of beach every month, every season. And yeah, it's a seasonal box. It's expensive. I think it's like $89 a season, and obviously we've got to pay shipping and postage. But it is, I just love it. I look forward to getting it. You can also, oh, my cat's moving around there. You also get to sometimes customize certain options as well. My second probably one I really like actually is I do like the Box of Style by Rachel Zoe, which I think it's good as well. And again, it's a bit more expensive, but you get some really nice items in that as well. Okay, so the next one, question B, what UK sub box would you like to try? Okay, I've got a few different ones. So in the beauty side of it, I'd like to try the Lemonade box, which is a sister company of PJ Drama box, Pajama Drama box. I would like to try that at some point. It's really good, and I think you can get a bit of a good discount if you also get Pajama Drama, which is quite cool. So I would quite like to try a Lemonade box. I heard it's really good. A lot of my subscribers have get it and they say it's good. Higher end ones for beauty, I would quite like to try Minted. I've tried like a one-off box that I got a good deal on, and I was impressed with the products in it. But sometimes I've gone in and I've had a look, and I don't like the fact it's really expensive. It's like, I think double the price of near enough double the price of Cohorted, and you've got to sort of either have it monthly or bi-monthly. So yeah, I don't know if I would bite the bullet there, especially because I get Cohorted. I like the chance of trying Lucario. I get Stitch Fix. I absolutely adore Stitch Fix, and that would be possibly I should have maybe said that's one of my favourites lifestyle ones. But Lucario I haven't tried. I'd quite like at some point to try that one and compare it with Stitch Fix. And in terms of lifestyle boxes, home decor boxes, I used to get one, which for various reasons I've decided not to get anymore. So I don't currently have a home decor box, and I do love them. I love seeing the US subscribers unbox them because there's quite a few companies that do that in the US, but not in the UK. We don't really have many home decor companies that do sub boxes, but there is one which is the designer box. It's called the designer box, and it's fairly expensive again, but then they give you different designs every month, things for your home. Again, I'm not sure if I'd go for it, but it would be on my list of things I would love, a box I'd love to try. What international sub boxes do you love to try? Oh, there's so many international sub boxes I love to try, but the problem is you can't get them all because one, a lot of them don't ship to the UK, and two, a lot of them that ship to the UK, the shipping is extortionate. It's like free in the US, but then to the UK it's like $30 or something. So a lot of these I wouldn't get just purely on the basis of that I've got a few I already get from the US, and I have to pay for shipping and tax and import tax for them. So that's all I'm doing at the moment. But if I could get them and it wasn't the VAT and the tax and all this, Beachly I'd love to get. There's another ocean sort of themed sub box. It looks amazing. It's this amazing products. They are very similar to Oceanista. You know, you get a bit of fashion, you get a bit of like candles, jewelry, home decor, all that kind of stuff. I'd really like to try Cosbox. I mean, I have actually reached out to Cosbox a few times and said, "Do you ship to the UK?" And I think I tried 6 months apart, and both times I've said no. Unfortunately, we don't ship to the UK at the moment, which is sad because it's such a good box. They always have the products they get are always from companies that have good ethics and also like they're raising money for a cause or something. So it's really good. I'd really like to get Cosbox. Another box I'd like to get is from home decor side of things, the habituation box, which is like a sort of home decor box. If you watch George's Sunshine, she unboxes it, and I just think, oh my god, this stuff's so gorgeous. I'd love to get that, but again, they just don't ship to the UK. Trunk Club, I'd like to, for clothes, I'd like to try Trunk Club, but again, they don't ship to the UK. And I think it's Nordstrom, they use the stuff there. And also as well, I don't know if I get it in terms of the products are very expensive. So they send you out stuff, but it's super expensive. So I think that probably would mean that I wouldn't get it. But I do like it. I like seeing people unbox Trunk Club. The other two that I would, oh no, it's actually got a few more. I'd love to try the Ellen DeGeneres sub box, which is called Be Kind. I know there's a bit of controversy about Ellen at the moment and her being kind, but Be Kind, a lot of the stuff's so gorgeous that you get in there, such interesting different things, very like Rachel Zoe's box of style actually. So yeah, that's a really cool, interesting box as well. I also quite like to get the dot box. I mean, we got Pink Parcel for a while and it then vanished off the face of the earth, the period subscription one. Dot box, I've seen a few YouTubers unbox dot box, and it's an amazingly well put together box. It's good value. They give, obviously, as well as the period products, they give lots of self-care stuff as well, like nice snacks, lots of beauty products, and like really nice kind of sometimes almost customized items for the people subscribing. And it's a shame you can get dot box in the UK, but the shipping is almost like, I think it's like almost about the same price as the box. So yeah, it's too much. If they shipped it cheaply, I'd maybe consider getting dot box, because I just think it's a really cool box. I think it's done really well. There's another new box out called Women's Collective again, and it's all the products are made by women's brands and women-owned companies, and a lot of them have really good messages behind their products. And again, it's a lifestyle box. It's very like Cosbox, and it's it's filled with fantastically beautiful products. So those are the ones that I my wish list. I know you can get companies now that you can, if you're wanting to take a lot of stuff from the US and ship it over, but you want to like group the shipping costs and whatnot. There are companies that do that, but I've heard from a lot of people that it can be a right hassle. It can take ages to get over here, and actually you're paying quite a lot of money anyway, because you're paying by weight anyway. Okay, so what's the best and worst things about sub boxes? Well, again, the best things I would say, like the value, the surprise, introducing to new products. You get some gorgeous items that you wouldn't have maybe thought of buying, or you wouldn't have bought for yourself, but then you're like, actually, I love this. Worst things about sub boxes, I hate when you get products that are overvalued, that they're saying, oh, this is worth like £40, and then you're like, no, it's not, it really isn't. Sometimes you get the same items appearing in so many different sub boxes. Like Ico eyeliner, which I do actually like Ico eyeliner, but that's an example. You do get Ico eyeliner quite a lot. Things like Avant products you get everywhere. Things that are just appearing in pretty much, if you get more than one sub box. I think if you just get, obviously, if you were just like a person just getting 1 or 2 sub boxes a month, and that's your sub box, you'd probably be quite pleased with it. But if you are an unboxer like myself and you're getting like tons of the same sort of thing every month or from the same brand, you do a bit like, come on, think outside the box, sub boxes. So yeah, or stuff that's, I mean, luckily it's not so much happening in the UK, but I think in the US as well, I have heard of some people saying, oh, these are old products that you can get in TK Maxx, or, you know, they've looked at the barcodes and things have gone, not exactly out of date, but they've been made 2-3 years before that. I think that could be a thing about sub boxes. The other thing I was mentioning in another video as well, that sometimes I do love a themed beauty box. I like when they do theme it. However, I do find that sometimes in certain times of the year, if you might get a load of products that you're not particularly into. For example, I'm not really I was gonna say I'm not really a summer girl, but you know, my colouring, my hair, I don't self tan. I don't wear like corals and pastels, and I find that a lot of sub boxes that you get in the summer, you always got your fake tan, your tanning mitt, you get your coral eyeshadows, you get your bright pink lipsticks, and I find that, and you can find that in pretty much every sub box, beauty box. I think sometimes it would be nice if they thought outside the box and did something a bit different in summer. Which sub box do you not rate? Okay, I don't want to go into too much to this, but one I'm going to say is that I was a bit disappointed with, and I do think they need to rethink their strategy a bit, is Birchbox. Now, Birchbox is the original, and the, you know, but I wouldn't say the best. And I think, you know, they really need to rethink their price point. They do a lot. I mean, I got Birchbox for a few months, and it was like miniatures, you know, like almost like sample size things, maybe, and you know, things that just weren't that exciting. They do really good limited editions. I have to say, their limited edition boxes are really, really good. In fact, all the main sub boxes, limited editions, are fantastic. And I would say much more value, I think, sometimes in the actual sub boxes. So if you, you know, to be honest, if you didn't want a monthly sub box, but you wanted occasionally to get one, keep going on Glossybox, keep going on Look Fantastic, looked at their limited editions, because sometimes their limited editions are amazing. And you don't need to commit to subscription. Obviously, you might get a bit of discount if you're a subscriber on the limited edition ones, but if you just wanted a one-off box, go on their site. Back to Birchbox, I do think they haven't kept with the times. I think that they either need to reduce their price because they're competing with likes of Look Fantastic, Rockabox, Glossybox, which are a very similar price point, but actually you're getting much better products in those boxes and much more value compared to Birchbox when you're not getting that value and you get the small sizes. Okay, yeah, they do a really cute box itself, but obviously you're not buying it for the box, you're buying it for the actual products. Fave surprise sub box. Two that I really, really, really enjoy at the moment that I didn't realise I was going to enjoy quite so much is, the first one's Pajama Drama. I absolutely adore it. It's a sister company of Lemonade, or owned by the same company that owns Lemonade, and it is amazing. You get a pair of pajamas. It's bi-monthly, but they're considering doing it monthly. And you also get loads of little products there. You get little chocolates, you get a lot of self-care things like masks, and you even got Skin Alchemist product last month, and it's £25 a month, and for all that you get like a lot of value in it. And I love it. I just love it. And who doesn't like it? What girl doesn't enjoy a pair of PJs? Other one is Moi Mem, and I love Moi Mem. I always don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. MOI-MEME. If you do French, maybe you can enlighten me. But it's amazing. I wouldn't say it's like the biggest value in it in terms of, I know I've spoken about value before, but I just think the surprise factor of it, the unusual, unique products, they source local artisans. And you know, the products are all really high end. So yeah, I love Moi Mem, and actually their monthly subscription boxes are great, but their quarterly ones, phenomenal. So if you're wanting to sign up for anything with Moi Mem, go for the quarterly box, because the quarterly box is so good. Anyway, that's all for my subscription unboxer tag. If you'd like to try this, I'll leave the questions down below and you can answer the questions yourself. And if you want to post anything on there on this video, feel free. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.